Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So I just recently finished watching Dexter, a TV show about a serial killer who kills other serial killers. So he works for the police, he works forensics, he's a blood analyst for forensics for Miami Metro homicide. And he's a serial killer who hunts down and kills other serial killers and murderers. So he's a vigilante sort of, but also a murderer, a serial murderer. He's killed a lot of people. It's mad what he does. And this show, I don't know how I didn't watch it until this moment. I mean, it's mainly because I had so many shows on my list to watch, and this was just next on my list. I had to just watch this, and yeah, this show is something else. I can tell you that. This show is definitely, it's intense, it's crazy. However, the last 10 minutes, they kind of ruined things, and they ended things badly. But the rest of the show, I'm great. I'm happy with most of the show. The first 7 seasons I loved. Honestly, I loved all the first 7 seasons. The last season, I liked it until the end. The last 10 minutes, it just rushed. It just seemed rushed, to be honest. I'll get to that when I get to it. But what I like about this is the range. Every season feels different, even though it's mainly about him hunting down serial killers. Every season stays different. There's always a main serial killer to catch every single season, right? And every single time, it's different. Every single time they manage to make a unique new antagonist for Dexter to take on. And it just gets deeper and deeper every single season. Every serial killer, like, it always gets more personal and it gets deeper. Every season it goes. There's always someone more menacing, there's always someone more effed up to catch. And it's pretty crazy how messed up people can be in this show, and that's for sure. And it's not just Dexter, it's the guys he's catching. It's crazy, like the amount of the things that these people do, the people that he kills. It's just it goes very deep, and every season they manage to bring up a new unique main serial killer, and they somehow manage to like go deeper every single season. The first seasons I loved. The third season though, it got personal. Like there was a personal connection to this person that he was interacting with, and it made the show a lot more interesting in the third season. In the fourth season, there was this crazy person. I'm not going to spoil things. I'm not going to do spoilers here. All right, but season 4's main antagonist was menacing, and something shocking happened at the end of season 4, and I was just like, wow. It took me by surprise. I was shocked. I was in shock and awe at how they did that. It was a really tragic ending to season 4, and I was just like, how on earth? And I was so glad I'm watching it late, because I can just watch the next episode straight away, watch season 5 episode 1 like straight after. But that season 4 finale, that killed me a little bit. That killed me inside, because I was just like, why? Just why do they have to do that? But to be fair, the show did get better. Season 5 was interesting. To be fair, season 5's antagonist wasn't as deep as season 4, but season 5 still made Dexter question certain things, I guess. I'm not going to spoil things too much, but season 5's villain also was something quite personal. It got personal from season 3 onwards. The first 2 seasons, it wasn't really that personal. But obviously certain things happened personally, but after season 3 it got a lot more personal for Dexter in terms of who he was trying to catch. Sorry, I was talking about season 5's antagonist. I was talking about season 6 actually. Season 6 antagonist wasn't as bad as season 4, but season 5's antagonists, they were definitely, like, for me they were the worst of the bunch because of the things that they did. I really hated the season 5 antagonists, you know. They were, I mean, I hated all of them, but like that season 5 group of antagonists, the things that they did is so messed up. It's so sickening to listen. Even though it's fictional, it's really sickening to watch that. But I did like the character Lumen. Lumen was a great character. I am annoyed about how her storyline ended, to be honest though. I feel like her story could have been more than what we actually got. Having said that, when she was there, she was great, and for me, she was one of the best side characters. Aside from Dexter himself, she was one of the best main characters in the show. I think Lumen was amazing when she was in there in that season. But the villains of that season, geez, they were really messed up. Season 6, this was the antagonist I was saying that wasn't as bad as the previous seasons. He was effed up, but I think the previous 2 seasons' antagonists were definitely worse. But he was definitely effed up. and he definitely changed things for Dexter, the way he looked at certain people, his thoughts. Definitely this particular antagonist really had a big effect on his life and future seasons. And the ending of season 6, oh my word, the ending was crazy. It added a new element, a crazy element, because like when you go about a serial killer hunting serial killers, there's only so much you can do. You can introduce different serial killers every single time, like they did that really well, but in time it gets old. They did it at the right time. They changed the elements. They added a new element into the show that made it more interesting for season 7, and that season 6 ending set it up. And to add this new element in, and how other characters would delve into this, I think they did it quite well. And season 7, I think, was made great because of that twist in season 6. And I think that was great what they did with those characters. And the season 7 antagonist, for me, he didn't feel like someone from Dexter. It felt like someone from a movie, like an action movie villain. He seemed more like a Mission Impossible villain than a Dexter villain. But that's good though. Like, you see that range. Like the seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every serial killer, every main serial killer is very different in what they do. Some are more messed up than others. They all have different reasons, motivations, but they're also different. And like this guy in season 7, he was more like an action movie villain, more than, you know, a serial killer that Dexter would want to catch. So it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting range there. And then there was season 8. Now this wasn't so much about the main antagonist really. There was a guy there, but like this final season, it felt like they weren't really going anywhere in the first 8 episodes, and I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the last season for the most part, but the first 8 episodes I was just like, this is good, but where are they going? Because the ending of season 7 was mad. The finale was ridiculous. Another twist, another element added in, just like season 6. Season 7 just season 7 was the aftermath essentially of season 6 ending, and season 7's ending was even more crazy of a twist. And they set up a really good setup for season 8, right? They set a really good setup. What are you talking about, Davidoff? Anyway, you get the point, right? They set up season 8 really well, and this final season, the first 8 episodes, it just felt like it didn't go anywhere, even though I liked it. And then after that, it really started to like go forward, push forward into the finale. And I think it was quite interesting. It was tense. This show makes you feel things. It does make you feel things, and it does have good character development for both Dexter and other characters too. There's some really good character development in this. It's really well acted. I love Angel Garza. Angel Garza is amazing. He's a great guy. And then there's Hannah McKay, who's a cool character as well. It's pretty interesting. Then there's his, obviously, I'm not going to spoil things, but there's Hannah and someone else that's part of Dexter's life, I guess. But they get to the finale, and it's pretty tense. It's pretty interesting. I'm on the edge of my seat. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of things escalate. A lot of things go crazy. It really goes crazy towards the end. A lot of things happened. Then you get to the last 10 minutes. I'm not going to say what happens exactly, but something happens to a character, and something else happens involving a boat, and then there's a storm, and all of this happens in like 2 minutes. And the last 10 minutes it's not that they don't make sense. Like, for me, I don't mind if it's a bad or sad. If it's a sad ending or if it's a happy ending, I don't mind, as long as you do it right. Like, a sad ending can be good, and a happy ending could be bad. It depends on how you do it in terms of the story. But what they went for in this, it seemed like it was rushed. It was an extremely rushed ending. They should have delved in a lot more into the ending. There are some emotional moments. Like, it was emotional at the end. Like, I was like emotional right at the end of the finale, but I didn't like the direction they took. I was just like, really? That's how you end? How could you? That doesn't feel like an ending. It didn't feel like an ending. It just felt just so abrupt and sudden. Like, you're enjoying the show, and then suddenly it's finished, and you're like, wait, what? Was that it? So I was annoyed at the ending. I remember people talking about this ending from Game of Thrones. When Game of Thrones was on and the final season was really bad, people were comparing it to Dexter's ending, and I was just like, what are you talking about? And I watched Dexter, and I knew like the ending might have been bad, and I thought, it can't be that bad. I've seen Game of Thrones ending, this can't be that bad. But when I got to the ending, I thought, hey, this is pretty good. Then you go to the last 10 minutes and you're like, oh, now I see what they mean. Like, what on earth happened? I don't even know. But there are my thoughts, without spoilers, really. Without spoilers, there are my thoughts on the show. Hope you enjoyed listening to that. And I certainly enjoyed the show for the most part until the last 10 minutes. Whatever that was, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, there we go. So hope you enjoyed this. As a show, I rate it 9 out of 10. Overall, 9 out of 10, I think. But the ending is a 1 out of 10. I don't know what happened there. But still, there's 8 seasons worth. I'm not going to judge the whole thing on final 10 minutes. Even though the ending can make a whole show, I still feel it deserves to be judged on the rest of it as well. So overall 9 out of 10, but it's not a 9.5 because of that ending. Okay, it's just ridiculous. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.